Hi you guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my financial goals for 2021. So I have previously made a video about my financial goals and I thought I would make another one because it is a new year and I have come up with 10 goals this time. So if you are interested in hearing what those goals are, then keep watching this video. Alright, so for my first financial goal is to refinance my student loans again. So I have refinanced my student loans several times, but my goal is to get that interest rate under 4%. So I'm currently doing another student loan refinancing application, and this student loan company, LendKey, is offering me 3.45%. So I'm trying to get SoFi to match me, but if they don't match that rate, then I'm just gonna go with a new company. So yeah, that way I will pay less on interest on my student loans and I can pay them off quicker. My second financial goal is to have a 3-month emergency fund. So I want to have money saved up in a separate account, in a separate savings account, just for emergencies. So this is not my investing account, this is not like my checking account, this is a whole separate savings account just for emergencies, just to be clear. So the amount of money that I need to put in there has to include my mortgage, my phone bill, my car payment, my insurance, my student loan payments, my food. All this money multiplied by 3, that's the amount that I want to put in the savings account. I haven't calculated yet, but that's the goal that I have for this year. And I do have some money in there, but I know it is less than a 3-month emergency fund. So the savings account that I'm using is called Yotta. I was previously using a different high yield savings account called Wealthfront, but since the interest rates for high yield savings accounts have lowered so much, I looked into this new bank, and this new bank, Yotta, basically gamifies savings, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm making a good amount of interest on it. I've made like $16 on it so far, and this is nothing compared to what you can make in the stock market. Keep that in mind. This is just like savings money. My goal number 3 is to max out my Roth TSP. So if you don't know what TSP stands for, it stands for Thrift Savings Plan. A Roth TSP is the equivalent of a Roth 401k. So since I have a government job, I am in the military, they offer me a thrift savings plan instead of a 401k, but they are basically the same. They are equivalent to each other. So a Roth 401k equivalent to a Roth TSP, traditional 401k equivalent to a traditional TSP. So last year I put a little under $6,000 into my Roth TSP, but this year I want to make sure I have those $6,000 in there. I want to make sure it's maxed out so I can have more money for retirement. And the benefit of putting more money into my Roth account right now is because in the future I foresee that I will make more money because of course I'm going to be a dentist. I can withdraw that money when I'm a dentist tax-free because I'm paying taxes on it now. So that's the advantage of putting money into a Roth account now. And all the money that I put into my Roth account, it gets invested into the stock market and then it grows over time. So it's way better to put money into my Roth account than into my savings account because it will grow more that way, but I should still have a savings account in case of an emergency. My fourth financial goal is to start contributing to my traditional thrift savings plan. So traditional thrift savings plan is the equivalent of a traditional 401k. So last year I actually wasn't contributing anything to this 401k because I thought it was better to put it into the Roth TSP, which it is in my case, but I should also be putting some into the traditional TSP because that money, I don't pay taxes on it now, so it reduces my taxable income. Therefore, I'm paying less in taxes and saving more. One of my goals this year is of course to contribute to it. I'm not going to contribute too much to it just because my expenses right now are pretty high with my student loan payments, but I want to at least contribute 5% to this traditional TSP plan. Goal number 5 is to separate my side hustle money and put it into a separate savings account and then invest that money into ETFs. So right now I have some side hustle money. Some of those side hustles include YouTube and WAG, which is a dog walking app that I use to walk dogs. I get some income from that and then it goes straight into my checking account I see that money in my checking account, and then I have the option to invest it or I have the option to spend it. I want to remove the ability to have that option to do whatever I want with my money, and instead I want to just invest it. So the way I'm going to fix this is to have a separate savings account, which I actually do have a separate savings account. I just don't have all of my side hustle money going into there. So I want to have all of my side hustle money going into there. I don't want to even look at it. And then after a few months pass, then I will make like a lump sum payment into my brokerage account and buy some ETFs with it. That way I'm making sure that I'm investing 100% of my side hustle money into the stock market. I think that's just a way better idea because I don't need the side hustle money anyways. It's mostly just like fun money. Goal number 6 is to buy some Bitcoin. So I actually did have some Bitcoin, but I recently sold it all. I had like $1,000 in Bitcoin, which isn't too much, but I recently just sold it after the whole GameStop situation was going on because I bought my Bitcoin on Robinhood. And since Bitcoin isn't a secured asset, if Robinhood went bankrupt, I would have lost all my Bitcoin. So to be safe, I just sold all of my Bitcoin on Robinhood. Anyways, I sold all my Bitcoin to avoid it being lost on Robinhood. Instead, I'm going to rebuy some Bitcoin on a different app, most likely Coinbase. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna hold the Bitcoin just in case because I do think Bitcoin is gonna go up. Of course, I'm not sure of that. There's no way to be sure of that. But I do want to have some money in Bitcoin just in case it does go up in the future, which I hope it does. My 7th financial goal is to become more financially literate. So I want to read more books on finances. I want to listen to more podcasts on finances and watch more YouTube videos. There's so many YouTube videos on personal finance out there that you guys can watch. I also want to listen to the White Coat Investor podcast more regularly because I only occasionally listen to it, but I don't regularly listen to it because it's kind of confusing. I want to start listening to it a lot more. The podcast that I do regularly listen to is the Student Loan Planner podcast, and I love that podcast. I'm going to continue to listen to that podcast every week because I have learned a lot from it. I also enrolled in an investing course sometime last year, but I didn't actually finish the entire course. So another one of my goals for this year is to actually finish that course because that will help me become more financially literate. And I already spent money on this course, why not finish it? So my goal is to finish that course by the end of this year. Financial goal number 8 is to track my net worth for the entire year. So my husband and I started tracking our net worth in December, and we made a Google sheet with all of our assets, all of our liabilities together, and we are starting to track our net worth just because we think it's very interesting, especially since I have a lot of student loans, but we also own a condo. We are very interested in seeing how our net worth is going to increase over time, how my student loan debt is going to decrease over time. It's just very interesting to track it. And if we track it, we can see where our money is going and where we can improve on financially. So number 8 is just to have a record of it. Goal number 9 is to do as many WAG walks as I can while I can. So WAG is the app that I use to walk dogs, and I do make money off of it. But to be honest, I would just walk those dogs for free. But the thing is, in June, I'm going to be getting a puppy of my own. So once June comes, I'm not going to be walking dogs for free. Instead, I'm going to be spending money on my dog. So I think it'd be a good idea if I just went on as many walks as I can to save up money for this future dog that I'm going to have. Financial goal number 10 is to make more YouTube videos. So of course, YouTube is another source of side hustle money that I have. I don't make too much off of it, but it is still a source of side hustle money. So the more YouTube videos that I make right now that get monetized, the more passive income that I'll have from YouTube in the future. So financially, it is just a good idea if I continue to do this. I don't make much off of this. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not saying you guys should do YouTube for the money, but if you start a YouTube channel, it is a source of passive income, and it really is a good financial decision. And it also gives you something to look back on. So I was looking back on my YouTube videos from first year of dental school, and just it's cool to reminisce on what life was like without masks. I have less than 2 years left in dental school, so I do think it's a good idea to record those moments because then I'll be able to look back on these moments in the future, and there's a possibility of having passive income as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Those were all of my financial goals for this year. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified every time I post a new video. Please let me know in the comments down below what your financial goals are. I know it's a little bit weird to talk about, but the more we talk about it, the more we'll learn and the faster we can achieve financial independence together. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.